So we can wait next 3 or 4 minutes so that actually everybody can join because today's topic is very important. Actually, I just I explained these things very many times, but actually it is important to have the Linux knowledge. So if you have any confusion, maybe you will understand slowly. But actually, this type of questions I answered so many times. Assalamu alaikum. So actually, I believe that most of the members already joined. And today, actually, we are going to migrate our applications from JDBC to JPA, just like plain JPA. And I will show you how to do it actually in very easy way. But right now, we are not doing any code refactoring because down the path, actually, we have so many tasks to do regarding of these projects. And let's see actually how to do it. So I believe we already joined so many members today. Okay, it's no problem. Okay, so let's start and no more talking. Okay, see you. And I'm going to share my screen. If you don't see my screen, uh, okay. So I just open the terminal. Do you know how to open the terminal using keyboard? Just press Control Alt T, and a new terminal will be opened. And I'm going to open my IntelliJ IDEA. Oh, sorry. Before that, I need to run the Docker. Sorry. So, okay, so this is my MySQL container. So I need to run that container first. After that, I need to check my database is running or not. Yeah, I believe it's already running, no problem. Now, actually, we are going to do so important topics and And actually, I will also give you these notes, no issue. And before that, I need to check which branch actually currently I'm in. Git branch, sorry. Currently, I'm in master branch. I need to fetch all of the branches. I don't have this branch right now. Git full. Hmm. Okay, so I don't have this branch. Oh, it's okay. So actually, we were working on the master branch. Now, I believe that these projects, um, we just make this project till now searching. Now we are going to migrate this project into everything will be in available, right? We will not change anything in JSP. We will not change anything in Servlet. We will just change only the database layer, right? Not exactly the database layer. We are just going to add JPA in our projects. So what actually I need to do, git checkout new branch, and I would like to give it name is feature JPA JSP servlet. So I'm just checking out a new branch. So you know that this is the branch naming convention. It should be a feature, and after that, you should be branch name, and after the branch name, you need to put dash, and you need to put your ticket number. As we are not using any Zira as a project management, so we don't need to put the ticket number here. Now press enter. After that, clear. Now before writing any code, I need to be 100% sure in which branch actually I'm writing the code. So I will write git git branch. Okay. So I can see that this is my branch, and also alternatively you can see in your IDE which branch you are currently in. Okay, currently working in. Now the first step will be we need to go to our POM, and in the POM we need to add two dependencies. Okay. So first dependency is that Jakarta persistence, and second dependency is that Hibernate core. So we are going to use Hibernate 6.3x. So Hibernate before that, when you are using Hibernate 5, so it is required to use Hibernate core and Hibernate entity manager together. So if you use Hibernate 6.3x, you don't need to use any entity manager because Hibernate just remove the entity manager from there. Hibernate 6.3x. So first of all, actually, okay, let's add in the property files. So in the property sections, I would like to add this version first. You can write simply this way, Jakarta persistence version, and after that Hibernate version. So I would like to add in the here. Okay. And I need to add these two dependencies in any places. So I would like to add before the MySQL. So it's your wish where you want to use. Here I want as Jakarta persistent version. And after that, I need to load the projects. Okay. So you can see my dependencies is scanning, and it's already I can now I before use after that I need to check in my external libraries. Is it coming or not? I believe it's, yeah, it's coming. Hibernate ORM, Hibernate common, and Jakarta persistence. So before using any dependencies, please don't use any extra dependencies to solve any error. It will make another level of problem in your projects. So before using any dependency, you need to do some study, and you need to do some POC, and after that you can use the dependency. Otherwise, please don't use any extra dependencies. So this will be the first step, and the second step will be, you can see the source main. Okay, there is a two directory. One is Java and another is web app. So in the source main, okay, just click. You can see that in the main, right? Just click and make a new directory. Give the name as resources. Okay, it's so I just created an empty directory which name is resources. If I expand this one, source main Java resources web app. So in the resources directory, I will create another level of directory. I will give it name as meta dash inf. You have to put the exact name what actually I am putting, all right? So you need to create another directory which is called meta inf. In the meta inf, you need to create an XML file. So, okay. So this XML file should be the exact same name. You can write new file persistence.xml. Okay. Okay. And after that, I will add this persistence. So you have to be very careful before adding this XML. If you do a simple mistake, it will make you a problem. So you can see that right now I would like to add a comment in here. Okay. So what is this persistent XML contains? This is called a persistence unit. In the persistence unit, you need to provide your persistence unit name. So this can be anything. If you change this one, no problem will be happened. Here actually we are passing our database driver, database URL, database username, and database password. And after that, I am passing the Hibernate dialect. So which dialect actually we are using, which is called MySQL dialect. We are using MySQL dialect. After that, so Jakarta persistence schema generator database action. So this one actually will create and drop your database tables. So you cannot use this one in the production. Okay. So during the development, you can use this feature, no problem. But during the production, you have to make this comment. Otherwise, every time your database table will create it and it will be deleted while running your projects. And this one, Hibernate show SQL true, it will show your SQL queries, whatever actually you will execute, and it will format your SQL queries. That's all. And after that, I need to go in Java. So I need to expand the util package. So right now we will not use this database config. So I will delete these configurations because we are working in another branch. So no problem will be happen in the main branch. And in the utils, I would like to add a new Java class. It's called JPA config. So in the JPA config, actually I already written this class. I don't want to waste the time for database configurations. Okay. So I need to import the class. You should be very careful. This should be coming from Jakarta, not Java X. And this is also will come from the Jakarta, not Java X. And this entity manager will also come from the Jakarta. So you can see that we defined a persistence unit. The name of the persistence unit is persistence unit. So from where it is coming from? So this name and this name should be the same, okay? Otherwise, you will not be able to obtain the database connections. I hope you got my point. And we are creating an entity manager factory, and we will put in the static block, and after that we will get the entity manager factory. Okay. And now it's time to change our entity class. So before that, it was a simple Pojo. It was not an entity class. Now our this Pojo class is going to change and it will become an entity class. Okay. To do that, so how to convert? Actually, I asked you the question so many times. How to convert a Java simple Pojo class to entity class? Just adding a simple annotation, which is called entity. Okay, just an entity annotations. Now you can see that after adding the entity annotations, so my country class is going to complain. What actually? He's going to complain we are not using as primary ID. So that means that an entity class should have at least one property as a primary key. To do that, okay, so I will add table annotations. So this is not mandatory. I'm telling you again, this is not exactly mandatory. If you don't add these table annotations, it will make a database table name just like a capital C, UNT or a country, right? So, but if you want to customize your table name, you can use the table name. So I will use table name as country. Okay. Now it should implement, it should be serializable, right? And so we have a country ID as a primary key. So I will add as ID. Now complaint gone, right? After that, I will add generated value and strategy will be generation type is identity. Okay. But here you also can use a column name. But here actually we don't need to specify the column name here. But if you want actually, how can you do? You can write column, yeah, column. If you want to put a column name as unique, it should be it should work as a unique key. Okay. Like you can also put nullable false, unique true, and you can also put the column name. You like, okay, like country name. Okay. I'm just showing you. And after that, you can also put the column length also. Why? Because if you don't provide the column length, what actually will it will create? It will create, for example, you need only 50 characters, but you don't need 256 characters. So what it will do? It will create more. It will take more space in the database if you don't provide the length. Okay. So right now, actually, we don't need to provide the name. We don't need to provide the unique true, nullable true. We can just provide the length. Maybe we can provide the country name, how many characters it will be, maybe maximum 60 or 70. I can just put as 70. And the continent, maximum 50, it could be, right? So I also can just put as 70 as a default. I believe nothing will be happened in here. Okay. Now, actually, we are successfully converted. We are able to convert our country class as an entity class. Now, there is small thing is remaining in the country class. So it should be a serializable. We need to add private static final long. And after that, we need to add as it should be serial. Okay. I believe everything is okay right now. Now we are successfully able to convert our country class into a Java entity class. Now we will go to our DEO package. So in the country DEO, you can see that um, we are just using in that way. So we need to remove all of the SQL exception because we are not going to use any JDBC. So I will put as a control F and I will replace all. Now it's all gone. Now in the save method, I will not return any true or false. So I will write as a void. Update should be a void and delete should be also should be a void type. We don't need to change anything and just copy all of this method. Okay. Now I'm going to service. In the service interface, I will just paste everything because we are using the same method, same method as the method signature. Now service is done. Now I'm interested to go to the okay. So before going that, I need to do a simple modifications. Then it will make a comment in here. I need to okay. Here I need to provide our entity class full package name. So our is com dot java ee dot entity dot our what is our class name? Entity class country. So if you don't put this class name in here, okay, so it will not be able to scan your list of entity classes. Okay, that's why it is mandatory to provide the full package, full qualified name of an entity class. After that, I will go in country DAO implementations. We actually don't need this code right now. So we need to write this code from scratch. Okay. So I will just delete all of this code from here. We actually don't need. We don't need to use all of these things. Now I will implement the unimplemented methods. Okay, please don't do it. It will not take a long time. So once actually our DAO package is done, then our project is done. And okay, first of all, we need to complete our this entity. We, we will call the entity manager, entity manager equal to JPA config. Can you remember? We written JPA config class dot get entity manager. Okay. And after that, I will write string SQL equal to select C from country C where C dot name like search or C dot continent like search. Okay. And it will order by C dot country ID, right? Country ID. ASC. I believe this is our SQL string. So you can see that select C. C is an alias. So this country, why actually we written this country? Every time you are writing, we are writing a JPQL query, right? So every time you're writing your country, it should be That means you are calling your entity class. You are not calling any database class. Please remember, try to understand. So this is your entity class. We are calling this an entity class. We are calling your entity class property. We are not calling our database column property. That actually previously we did. So before understanding anything, please don't write this kind of code. So this code actually, how can I say? So in the country, okay, if we go to the country, you can see. So this could be your entity column name, entity property name. So this entity, every property, it will be transferred to a database table column. Okay. So you are for while that's why it is very type safe query. Why? Because you are calling your entity and entity property, not database property. You don't need to worry about whatever written your database column name or table name. So that's why it is very type safe. And after that, I will write type query. So type query country query. Now I just call entity manager dot create query. In the create query, you can see that we are passing two parameter. We are passing this SQL, and after that, and we are passing this country dot class, which is our entity class. That means we are writing a SQL query. This query should be a country type class. Now after that, we need to pass query dot set parameter for the search. Okay, and after that, we need to pass query dot set first result and query dot set max result. The first result is offset and max result is order record per page. And after that, we need to return the result. Query dot get result list. You can see how easy, okay, how easy to use JPA. So if you use the JDBC, so definitely it's not easy like JPA, but in every cases and every situation you cannot use the JPA. Maybe some situation arises, you must to use JDBC. So and after that, in the same method, I will write entity manager entity manager. We're calling this entity manager using JPA config that actually we did configure. And after that, entity manager dot get transactions dot begin. Now we are just calling this entity manager. I would like to add, I'm going to begin the transactions. And after that, entity manager dot persist country. So why you are using persist? For the save, right? Okay, you are if for while saving, that means you are going to save a new fresh entity. So while saving the new record, you need to use the persist. And while updating, you need to use the merge operation. And after that, entity manager dot transaction commit আমাদের, so we need to commit our transactions, and after that we need to close the entity manager. Okay, so this is for save operation. Now you can see how easy. We are not writing any database query right now, so behind the scene it will write the database query. For the updating, I would like to copy the one and I would like to push paste in here. I will change only here as a merge. So this is the difference between the save and update operations. And for delete, I need to call again entity manager, and after that country equal to entity manager dot find operations. So in it should be a country class dot id. So before delete, we need to find a specific country by find by ID. So once we actually find the country, we will just delete the object. We will not delete it. We will now actually we are not going to deal with the database query. We will just delete the objects. Once we delete the objects on based on the ID, so our record will be deleted from the database. Now you can see how smart is it, right? So I need to, okay, why it should be deployed type. Now entity manager dot get transaction begin. We need to begin the transactions, and entity manager dot we have a special method which is called remove from the JPA. Remove country. We need to remove the country object. So before removing country object, what actually we're doing? We're just finding the country by ID. You can see by ID. Once we found the country, and after that we will before doing any transactions, we are while database read operations. For example, for the database read operation, you don't need to specify transaction begin, transaction commit, and transaction close. But while database write operation, if you are going to write anything in the database, okay, or updating anything, update means write, right? Delete also means write. So you need to specify the transactions. You need to maybe you are doing some activities while writing in the database, and after that you need to close the transactions. You need to commit and you need to close the transactions. So we have another two methods, find by ID. So I will write entity manager. In the return statement, you can write as a shortcut like entity manager dot find. We can pass the country dot class ID. Now our find by ID method is done. Now we have our count method. So in the count method, actually what I'm going to do, I will just copy if the in our first line, because every time we don't need to use. So in the string, I need to write a SQL query, and it should be select count C, sorry, select count C from country C, where C dot name like search. Oh, we need to specify something in here. It should be search. We did some mistake. In here also we need to find a search. And also we need to change the method signature in our service level. So I need to go in a service, country service. It should be also a search. It was a small typo, no issue. So let me write the query. So where c dot name like it should be search, or c dot continent like search. Okay, I believe the query is okay. And after that, I need to write a typed query. So typed query, it should entity manager dot create query. It should be long dot class. And after that, I need to set the parameter. And what actually I will return a single query result. Query dot get single result dot int value. Okay, I believe our DAO, actually I have completed our deo package. And after that, I need to go to the service implementations. So in the service implementation, we need to just change we need to change some method signature, and I believe that should be okay. So first of all, I will replace everything from here. Like I don't need throws, SQL throws, and I will replace all of these things, and it should be a void. If it is void, we don't need to return anything. It should be void. And in the count method, I need to pass the string search. I believe we have any unused, okay. Now I need to go in the controller because maybe some controller already making some complaint. So before doing that, I need to check everything. Is it okay or not? Because we are not going to change any controller right now. And if I go to details controller, no complaint. If I go to index controller, uh, there's a small typo. Oh, it's a count. So in the count method, I need to pass the search. Otherwise, it will not work. Is there any complaint? No complaint. If I go to the update, I believe there is no complaint. Okay. And right now I'm going to delete our tables. Okay, we have only one table. I will delete our country table. I will just simply drop. Can you see there is no tables in here right now? And before doing that, I will just write, anybody send a message? So mvn clean install the maven test skip true. Okay, so our build is success right now. And yeah, we already have our Tomcat server configured in the IDE, so we don't need to configure again. Now I am going to run our application. Let's see it is creating our database table or not. Yes, yes. You can see it automatically created our database table. So let me show you the log. You can see that. So for what actually it is doing, Hibernate will do drop the table if the table is not exist like a country, and after that Hibernate will create the table like create table country. Okay, and this is country ID. It's an integer, not null. Auto increment. So you can see that the continent name we just put as a character 70. That's why it's put the value as maximum length would be 70 and the name, and it will assign our country ID as a primary key, and in the engine intuitive engine. So you can also specify the engine name. And after that, why actually it is writing the query? Because we are loading initially our index page. In the index page, we are calling our find all method with pagination. That's why it is calling some query. Okay, because why it's writing two times. This is called Hibernate Show SQL, and this is called Hibernate Format SQL, because we used these two statements in the persistence.xml file. You can see that this property will show the SQL, and this property will format the SQL. Okay, so we are going to, I'm very disappointed right now. Actually, we are going to end our sessions within few minutes. Now, right now you are joining. I'm not sure why actually, why you are not serious about that. Now, we will load some data before we will, okay. So to do that, I will do the SQL statement because you already have that SQL statement in your project. You know how to do it. And after that, I will go to our index page. Okay, our now I will check either everything is working or not. You are able to see my screen. Can anybody write a message to me? Hello. Okay, okay, thank you. So please carefully observe in the console. If I do some pagination in here, you can see our SQL query is running, right? Show SQL and format SQL is working. Now, what I'll do, I'm going to create a new one. I can make as a Bangladesh continent name, Asia. I'll put a submit, and after that, I will go to the last page. Yeah, Bangladesh, it's working. Our insert operation is working. Now I will go to our details page. So this is also working. If I go edit, if I put anything in here, right, extra, if I submit, if I go to the page 6, now it's also working, right? Now I'm going to update. It should be Asia. Again, update. Now every operation is working. Now I'm going to 6 or maybe 5. So if I delete any country from here, maybe if I delete, now I will go again. So everything is working fine. So if I delete everything from here, okay. So I deleted most of the data. It is also working. So that means that our migration is working successfully. Now, maybe some new members already joined. So actually, I will show how to deploy this thing in the Tomcat manually, as we are not using right now in AWS, because I believe that we already migrated from the JDBC to JPA. So this is the very good time. Maybe in the next session, I will show you how to, because in the next session, oh sorry, I'm not the next session. Let me complete the Hibernate section also, because we already completed the JDBC. Now we completed the JPA, and next session I will focus on for Hibernate and dependency injections, and after that I will show you the demo um, how to deploy this project in the AWS using manually deployment. Now, what actually I need to do, I need a war file right now. So I will write the command again. Oh, sorry. Before doing that, I will push the code to the GitHub. Okay. We have this. updates in we did modification in here. Now I will write git add git commit. In the comment message, I'd like to write um, convert from JDBC to plain JP, right? It's a plain JPA. So our today actually what we did, please don't be confused about that. This is not Hibernate based. We did not use any library Hibernate based, right? We just configure our applications in the JPA configuration. So this is called JPA configuration, not Hibernate configuration. So in the next session, I will show you how to switch this configuration to Hibernate based configurations. So now convert from JPA to JDBC to JPA. Now I will do git push. I believe, yeah. So I will share with you. If you don't have the all the git link, then I will share it with you later. So okay. Now build the project first. So if any new joiner join, so he needs to know actually how to deploy how to run the project manually from the in the Tomcat in Web Apps container. Okay. Now please let's go to the home, and this is our projects. This is Java EE Cloud target directory. Then I will copy these projects. I will go to the Tomcat. In the Tomcat, we have the Web Apps directory. In the Web Apps, I will just paste. And after that, I need to change its root.var. Now everything is okay, fine. Now I need to open a new terminal. So I need to go to the Tomcat directory first, Tomcat bin, okay? In the Tomcat bin, I will write startup.sh. So it will start, okay? And after that, I will go localhost. You can see it's going to initialize. It will take some time. Yeah. Now there is no data. You can create the data. So I would like to create the data, Bangladesh, Asia, submit. That means it is working fine. Now, how to close the how to close these operations, like how to shut down the Tomcat. If you write shutdown.sh, enter, now Tomcat shut down. If I go to the browser again, hit enter, that means no, it's not working. Why? Because we already shut down the Tomcat. So I believe that for as of now today, it's more than enough. So you will also do some study. And if you have any questions, so you can actually share with me. Okay. So in our next session, we are going to convert our applications into Hibernate configurations. And after that, actually, we will focus on for enterprise dependency injections. Because before doing that, actually, I'm going to every step by step, right? And that's why actually maybe you will enjoy in our the next incoming sessions, because we are going to use some latest technology. So that's why I would like to start it from very old one, very deprecated technology. Now we are going to one by one, step by step, to use, how to adapt, and how to migrate our old project to the new project. So that is my actually ambition. It was my initiation. So and the next option is that you will also know actually how to switch in between the technology and which situation you need to use which technology. Okay. So I believe that as of now today is okay, and we are going to see it in the next Saturday, same time, and stay tuned and pray for me. Thank you. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.